Hey guys, welcome back to another week of meal preps. Today I'm parked at the store. Like always, I'm gonna go in and get my things. This meal prep this week is gonna be very easy, probably the easiest one that I've filmed so far because it's gonna include some cold lunches. This week I have a lot of shadowing to do for school, which means that I'm gonna go from home to home and basically treat patients. So I'm not gonna have access to a microwave, which is why I'm gonna just make a easy sub, an Italian sub, and then for dinner I'll have pasta that's gonna come together in like 30 minutes. And then for breakfast I'm gonna make some burritos that I could just eat in the car real quick and warm up before I head out. For starters, I'm gonna pick up some lettuce, and I wanted a pack of just plain lettuce but had no choice but to get this Caesar salad mix because if I get a full head of lettuce it'd be too much. I'm also getting some flour tortillas for my breakfast burritos, some Genoa salami, and I see that Aldi has like this trio with salami and cheese for $8.99. I think that's good, but I did just pick up some pepperoni because I have some cheese in the house that needs to get used up. Now I'm getting some tomato sauce for my pasta and my Italian sausage. Here we have some eggs that are $4.17. God knows how long this will be that price. I'm also getting some banana peppers. I love how banana peppers taste. And sneaking in some spinach into my meals because I don't have many vegetables in this meal prep this time. My total at Aldi came to be $24.48, and I'm headed to Walmart. And at Walmart, I did find some shredded lettuce without it being a Caesar pack. And it was only $1.97, like $2. I wish I'd gotten this before, but the more you know. I came to Walmart to get some bread because the bread at Aldi was just a little too hard. It was kind of like a baguette. And I found this pack of 2 long Italian breads for just $1. I'm also getting some potato chips to go with my sandwiches and 1 tomato. I don't really like tomatoes in my sandwiches, but I'm gonna share a sandwich with my fiance and he likes tomatoes, so I just got one for him. Then I'm getting some parchment paper so that I could wrap up my sandwiches before storing them in the fridge, just so they stay fresh longer. My total was $8.05 at Walmart, and when I came home and gathered all my things, everything came out to be $37.53. Now it's time to prep my food. I'm starting by boiling some water, and I'm gonna heavily salt my pot of water to cook my pasta in it. I almost added a little too much salt, but it ended up being okay. And I'm using an assortment of pastas today. Some regular spaghetti, some fettuccine, and then this other random pack of spaghetti because it just needed to get used up. I do not wait till my water boils before adding in my pasta. Don't judge me, but it'll get cooked, I promise. Now it's time to chop up my vegetables. I'm starting with some orange peppers. I'm gonna dice these up. Then I have some yellow onions. I'm chopping my first batch into small cubes, and then I'm cutting up another half of an onion into rings just to add on to my sandwich. Now I'm gonna peel about 5 garlic cloves, and then I'm gonna put them into my garlic press. I decided to chop up a little more bell pepper, and this is just yellow bell pepper that comes in the trio mix that I get at Aldi. And here we have all our vegetables, our bell peppers, garlic, onions, and more onions. Now I'm heating up a pan and adding some olive oil so that I could start cooking my Italian sausage. And I'm just gonna break this apart, and by the time I do this, my pasta is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and drain it, and then I'm gonna add some olive oil on top just so that they don't stick, and just stir this very well. Now that my sausage is almost done cooking, I'm adding in my onions and my peppers as well as my garlic, mixing this together and just letting this sweat so that the flavors could like break apart. After that's been marinating for a bit, I'm gonna add 3 cans of tomato sauce. And then I'll go ahead and season this with garlic powder, onion powder, Dominican oregano, and a bit of black pepper. This doesn't need that much seasoning because the Italian sausage has a lot of flavor already. I added a little bit of water to make this a little more liquidy, and I actually didn't add any salt because my pasta had plenty of salt and so did the sausage. Now I'm adding my spinach, and I'm just gonna incorporate this in until it shrinks up. And then when it looked like this, I just poured my meat sauce into my pasta and then I mixed it up. And that was it for my spaghetti. It was super simple, super easy, and very delicious. Okay, now we're moving on to breakfast. Here I have some leftover sausages from my last meal prep that I didn't use. I'm gonna chop this up, and then I'm gonna saute this in a pan with some olive oil. While that's cooking, I'm gonna crack 10 eggs. And now I'm adding the rest of my vegetables, my onions and my peppers. And then I'm gonna salt my eggs and add some pepper as well. And just whisk them until they're nice and smooth. I'm gonna add this into my vegetables and my sausage and just scramble these a bit. And when they're almost ready, I'm gonna add some spinach. And I'm just adding the rest of the spinach that was left over from the pasta. And this is how it looks when it shrinks. Now I'm assembling my burritos. I'm adding a generous amount of eggs in there because your girl needs her protein. And then I'm just wrapping these up. If you guys don't know how to wrap a burrito, just Google it like I did. You can tell that I don't do a very good job at it, but it works. They don't come apart or anything, so I'm good. Now I have some olive oil on a pan, and I'm gonna lightly toast the ends of my burrito so that they could stick. That way my burritos don't come apart. This is like the sealing process of it. And I'm gonna get a little color. Ooh, I almost burned myself. I'm gonna get a little color on both sides. Moving on to making my Italian subs. I'm cutting these in half and then I'm gonna split them down the middle. I start by adding some mayonnaise down as the foundation. And then I cut a cheese in half. I'm using mozzarella cheese. I add 2 pieces of turkey and I just fold these in. Now I'm adding 2 pieces of Genoa salami and then my pepperoni. I think I added about 6 or 7 of these in there. If you're not meal prepping and you're just making these at the house, I recommend putting this in the oven before you put your lettuce so that the cheese can melt and everything gets toasty. It is so much better that way. Now I'm adding my vegetables, my lettuce, my banana peppers, and a little bit of jalapeno for a kick. Now I'm adding my yellow onions and closing this up and just wrapping it with some parchment paper. After wrapping my sandwich, I'm going to place it in a paper bag just to add an extra layer so that when it's in the fridge, it's less likely to start tasting like the fridge, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to prepare my sauces. I'm going to pour in some Caesar dressing that came in with the lettuce, and then I'm also doing some Italian sauce. And both of these sauces were good with the sandwiches, but I prefer the Italian sauce better. And you would just put this right above the lettuce when you're ready to eat it. Now I'm gonna repeat this process 4 more times. I made a total of 5 sandwiches for 5 days out of the week, but I had enough bread to make 8 6-inch sandwiches. So here is all of the food that I prepared. Here are my breakfast burritos, my Italian sub sandwiches, some chips to go with them, and then my pasta that I'm gonna be eating for dinner. This is how I wrap up my breakfast burritos when I store them in the fridge. And when I'm ready to eat these, I wake up and I just set the air fryer on a low heat just to warm them through in the middle and then the outside. And these turned out really good. I was very happy with them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.